that down, let's move on to this, shall we? Without any debate, one of the absolute best TV shows of this year has been The Pitt. Now, there can be debate about whether it was the best TV show of the year or one of the best TV, but nobody disagrees. It's like at least very, very few people in this world would disagree that it wasn't one of the absolute best things to hit television this year. It's crazy. And Kel Supri, as a streaming show, it had 15 episodes. In a world where we often get sometimes as low as 4, often 6, and often just like 8, like crap. It delivered 15 hour-plus long episodes that were all fantastic. Just brutally great. And it's going to win a lot of Emmys. It's going to win a lot of Emmys. And today, out of nowhere, they dropped the trailer for season 2. This show was just out this year. And they've dropped the trailer for season 2. Hollywood Reporter's got this. HBO Max shares first footage. It's actually a proper trailer from The Pitt season 2, and so it begins. Here's the thing. Now, we can talk about the trailer. It looks great. We don't get a lot of story or plot. It's just like, it's a new day. It's a new shift. I think it's set a year later. All the players are back doing their doctor thing. So we don't really know much else about it. Here's the wonderful thing to me, Rob. And we already kind of knew this. We already knew this. But actually seeing it, it's the tangibilization, seeing the trailer for it drop. Guys, this is one of the best shows in the world, of the highest quality, on the premier flagship streamer of high quality, HBO Max. I don't want to hear anymore that it takes 2 or 3 years to do another season of a television show. I don't want to hear it. I've never have wanted to hear it, but I keep I'm sorry. 80s, 90s, 2000s. Networks were able to make 20 plus episodes every year on schedule without fail. Oh, it's going to take us 3 years to deliver the next 7 episodes. I don't want to hear it anymore. We've got maybe the best show on television this year. It's probably going to drop another 15 episodes, hour long, highest quality show in the world. And it's coming out when? Exactly 1 year after the first season debuted. Not 1 year after the first season ended. 1 year since the first season debuted. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear the excuses. I don't want to hear the defenders get behind it. No, if you are good at your job, and it's a hard job, it's a very hard job. I'm not saying it's not. It's a ridiculously difficult job. But if you're one of the world's best and you're good at your job, you should be able to deliver a season of television every year. They've done it for decades. And you have technological advances, big advances and advantages over those guys who were trying to slug out these shows in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. And to have something now, the one thing you could come back at me with is, well, John, for The Pitt, 90% of that show happens in one location. Oh, that's true, but it's not one set. And for all these shows, they multiple locations, but usually they're on the same studio lot, just in different sound stages. It's really not that big of a difference. And I'm just saying here, if the best show of the year, or one of the, at least a top 3 show of the year, can do this and deliver hour-plus long episodes, 15 episodes, and come out on time, then I don't want to hear it anymore about why we got to wait 3 years for a new season of something else. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, PrizePicks. What a great time to be a sports fan. Basketball playoffs are on. Hockey playoffs are on. It is the perfect time to jump into the action with PrizePicks, the easiest and most fun way to turn your sports knowledge into real winnings. PrizePicks is daily fantasy made really simple. Just pick more or less on a few player projections, like points, assists, goals, and you can win up to 2,000 times your money. For example, this week I've got Jalen Brunson for more than 24.5 points, or Jason Tatum for more than 6.5 rebounds. I love how fast and easy it is to lock in a lineup in just under a minute. Plus, they've got a couple of weekly features, like, for example, Flex Friday. If your lineup doesn't win, you get your net losses back in promo funds. And every Tuesday, check out Taco Tuesday for discounted player projections up to 25% off. So download the app today and use the code Campea to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Campea to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. Run your game. Anyway, Rob, you had a chance to check out the trailer for it. What do you think about the trailer, and what do you think about it? Is it just me, or is it suddenly like, I can't believe this is coming out so soon? I don't know. What was your reaction to it?
Well, I thought this show, it was funny because I kind of stumbled into, I find a lot of shows that Elizabeth is watching, and I'll come in and she's like halfway into the third episode, and I've watched so many things in my life, you can kind of tell what's going on. And for the Pitt, I was like, wow, this is really compelling. Like, it was really well shot, and it was very immediate, every, like, that real-time vibe. And I really enjoyed the first season a great deal. And I think that, look, remember, like you were pointing out, we used to get 26 episodes of Star Trek a year, and there would be a hiatus over the summer months, and you would end in May or June, usually June, and you'd have new episodes by September.
Yeah.
And that was 26 episodes.
And by that era's standards, that was a very difficult show to make.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
And a lot of post-production. But with this, I mean, if you think about it, medical shows on TV are one of our oldest, most venerable genres on television.
It and cop shows.
Yeah.
Medical shows and cop shows.
And so if you've got your set, and the way this show is shot with a lot of long takes, there's not a lot of setups, and they're requiring a lot from the actors and a lot of blocking and everything. I'll bet this show, I mean, look, the writing staff is the writing staff. You got to have great writing. But once you go into production, I would imagine, and I don't know the answer to this, normally a network show would take 8 days to shoot. That was the normal rule. I'll bet they shoot this show fairly quickly just because of the nature of what it is. And of course, ER was basically a proving ground for what you have a lot of the same production staff that worked on ER. So they know what they're doing. Cameras are smaller. They're easier to work with today. And I'm not saying this is an easy show by any stretch of the imagination, but once they realized what a big hit it was, they probably were ready to go because of the nature. It's not a network show. They don't have to wait for a renewal. The cable, it's Max, right?
Yeah, HBO.
So they're looking at this going, this is great. I'm sure they probably greenlit multiple seasons anyway, so they had the writing staff working. I'm really excited. And like you said, John, as we get the next season of the Pitt, I wonder, hello, Apple, where's the 5th season of For All Mankind?
Where is it with that?
I don't know. I
don't even know how many seasons there have been. I stopped watching after
There's
season
4 seasons.
There's 4 seasons.
And they're all great. And it's like they just keep getting better. And where's the? I mean, it's been almost 2 years.
I just was under the impression that was the final season.
No, they've. I've heard they're waiting to see if they get a season 6 renewal. I don't know, but where is it? Give it to me.
It's funny. I saw somebody in the live chat who said, "Well, John, it's harder to shoot a series like House of the Dragon than it is to shoot a series like The Pitt."
But what about Game of Thrones?
It's so funny that you bring up House of the Dragon, because there was a little show called Game of Thrones, and they managed to put out a new season every year.
Yeah.
Just saying. And then some people will say, yeah, well, John, yeah, but today they use a lot of CGI. Yeah. And the tools today for CGI, every year they exponentially double in speed and double in capacity. Again, I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear the excuses anymore. Now, the one thing that I will give a pass on is a series going from on streaming, going from season 1 to 2, because one of the fundamental differences with the old network model and streaming is they really don't know if they're going to do a season 2. Like with network shows, most of the time when they knew if they had a show they liked, and they knew very quickly in the first week or two, and they'd lock everything down. With a lot of these streaming shows, They don't sign often multi-year deals or pay multi-year money. They want to see what happens first. And then maybe I can understand the excuse because now you got to try to line up people's schedules and now you got to try and do this. But I only give it that pass from season 1 to season 2. And most shows can still overcome that. So again, I was just love that I saw that this trailer is out already, and I cannot wait for the second season of this show. I still can't decide whether I still think Andor was the best show of the year.
Yeah.
I'll put Pitt at number 2, but I'm not going to hold it against you if you think Pitt was number 1, because the Pitt was amazing. Anyway, whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.